police are still called upon to investigate UFO sightings. Very quickly, there's a case in Halifax. RCMP investigated, the reports are all there. Very good researcher named Chris Stiles, who was involved in Shag Harbor, one of the two key Shag researchers, which sounds dirty, so I'll say one of the two key Shag Harbor researchers. And for those of you that don't know, we have a lot of dirty names in Canada. There's a place in Newfoundland called Dildo. That's all I'm going to say. I've often thought if the folks from Dildo, Newfoundland, and Shag Harbor, Nova Scotia could get together, you'd have quite a party. But Stiles investigated this case, and what happened is the RCMP were called by one group. He's an engineer and his wife living in Bedford, Nova Scotia, a town outside Halifax, saw lights up in the sky over their house. Constable Ferrand showed up, took a look, went, well, I don't know what those are, probably a plane. Called all the local airports, civilian and military. They said, we've got nothing in the sky. Certainly nothing that's hovering over a house, multiple colors flashing back and forth. Fine. So they sat there and watched it for about 10 or 15 minutes. And it didn't move, and it was perfectly silent. Ferrand then went to the house next door, as any good police officer would do, trying to get other witnesses. Hey, you see anything? What's going on? Been a police officer myself briefly, I know that's how it works. Knocks on the door of the neighbors who hate, this is important, hate the first house. Like there was a Hatfield and McCoy war going on. So there is no way on God's green earth that these people would corroborate what these people said. If anything, they would have said to the police officer, you know, arrest them, they're crazy, arrest them, confiscate their house, and kill them. That's how bad it was. Anyway, knocks on the door, nobody answers. Knocks on the door again, sorry. Finally, somebody comes to the door and says, yes. And the police officer says, we've got a report of a UFO sighting over there, and lights. Have you folks seen anything? Seen anything? We haven't seen anything. We've been hiding under our beds. Literally, it's in the report. Well, why are you hiding under your beds? Because something's been shaking the hell out of our house. Like loud noises, it's not a train, there were no train tracks nearby, literally. And so they were freaked out and they hid under their bed or in their bedroom, whatever. So the police officer's standing there going, okay, I got these folks over here seeing lights that don't make any noise. That's weird. I got these folks right next door who hate them saying they haven't seen anything because they're too busy to look outside because they're hiding in the bedroom because the house is shaking apart and they sort of thought it was an earthquake. And then he goes back to these people, did you hear anything? Nope. That's the kind of case that Jacques Vallée describes as high strangeness. That you don't often hear talked about by nuts and bolts UFO researchers who want to talk about alien spacecraft and stuff. How you can have two groups of witnesses in the same place, more or less at the same time, both experiencing something that's highly strange, as Vallée would say, but it's different. It's absolutely different. It's almost as if, as Mac was saying at the end, there's an intelligence there that is playing with us. And I know Greg Bishop will talk a bit about some of those aspects tomorrow in his lecture, which if you weren't planning to attend, you should. There you go, Greg. Free plug.
Thank you.
Greg lets me stay at his house in LA and we work together, so I feel obliged to plug him. Yes, ma'am.